Greetings and salutations, welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide, and today we are looking at the new units for the new DLC, Call of the Beastmen. It's the Beastmen themselves, and today we're looking at the leaders of those armies, the unnamed leaders, and we've got two options. There's a slight size differentiation between the two. First up, we've got the Gorebull. The Gorebull sounds wrong. The Gorebull. And the Beastlord. I love the look of the Beastlord, by the way. The Gorebull's like, yeah, it's a big fecker with a big axe, but this guy just looks like a mean dude. He wants to chop faces off. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look through the stats and of each of these two units, these leader units, see the differentiations between the two, talk about them, how you'd use them in battle, and watch them go and slaughter some poor Bretonians who are over there somewhere. So, first up, we're going to look at the Gorebull. So, he's armoured, armour-piercing, and anti-large. He just wants to fight. Obviously, that axe just says anti-large. So, obviously, gets bonuses against creatures larger than a horse. And armour-piercing and armoured. So he can take a lot of damage. He can also do a lot of damage to armoured troops. He's got 5,300 hit points, which is superb. Really, really big tanky character. He's got 100 armour, 68 leadership, which is both pretty good. Speed of 58, which is decent pace. He's got hooves, so I imagine he can run a bit. Attack and defense of 36, 32, which is okay. Weapon strength of 420. 420 hype. I'm such a child. And obviously he's got that bonus versus large. You can see the breakdown here. So he's got 30 bonus versus large. An armor piercing of 280, which is really, really good. And a very decent charge bonus of 50. So his special abilities, he's got, because he's a single character, as with all single characters, he's got missile resistance of 15%. He's also a siege attacker. Because he's so big and because that axe is so huge, he can on his own attack walls and gates. And it's really useful in the campaign map to when you go to attack a settlement, and normally you need to siege it for a while you build up those battering rams and stuff like that. So this allows you to really just go straight in and attack straight away, which is really useful, especially if you know that their reserve army is coming to back them up, so you need to get in quick. You can't wait around. So really, really good. He causes fear, which reduces the leadership of nearby enemies. He's got encourage. Obviously, he's that leadership bonus because he's a leader, and he can hide in a forest, although I'm not sure how much this guy could hide in a forest, to be honest. So talking about his special ability, so he's got the Slaughterer's Call, which is a constant round himself and any units within 45 meters. That's quite a large radius, which basically gives them frenzy. So a bonus to leadership, a 4% bonus to charge bonus, and plus 8 melee attack. Now the good thing to remember here is that it's a percentage charge bonus. So if you've got a unit that's already got a good charge, then that extra 4% is actually a huge amount. So keep that in mind, definitely. Then he's got the blood greed, which is a constant all around himself, just for himself. And it gives him plus 20 speed and plus 12 leadership. It's okay, it's constant, doesn't cost you anything, so we'll take it. Next, we've got a Foe Seeker, which a lot of champions from various different armies have got, which gives him a speed and vigor bonus, lasts for 25 seconds. And Deadly Onslaught, again, another similar one we've seen lots of times before, which gives him a charge bonus and plus 18% armor piercing. He already does a lot of armor piercing damage. So with that Deadly Onslaught, he can take down like steam tanks and stuff. So that's really, really good to know. So there's the big dude. Let's check the slightly smaller dude, who I like the look of a lot more. So he's armored. But he doesn't have that armor-piercing bonus. He also doesn't have the anti-large bonus, but he's a melee expert. So melee experts might have a very strong melee attack or melee defense, or high values in both. It's kind of just sort of telling you that he's really good at fighting, even though it sort of says it in the stat. So this is really good, just getting stuck in. He's got 4,220 hit points. Again, 100 armor, same amount of armor. He's got better leadership, because this guy's just a big thug. This guy can actually sort of lead a bit. So that's a big benefit for him. Not quite as quick, but a melee attack of 64, which is huge. A defense of 45, which is decent as well. And 450 weapon strength. one thing to notice, if you haven't, you probably have seen this already, but even though it might not say armor piercing as his like sort of one of his benefits, a lot of that, most weapons do some sort of armor piercing. So he still has 150 armor piercing. So don't worry too much if you're going up against an armored unit. He can still take him down, and he's got a charge bonus of 52, which is okay for a character on foot. Missile resistance. He's got the encourage. He can hide in the forest. He's immune to psychology because basically he's sort of a berserker type character. And he just doesn't care, gets stuck in, he's immune to fear and terror. He also has the Primal Fury, which is that constant buff around himself. It only stops happening when he's wavering. So you need to make sure you're winning the fights. The whole way that the beasts work is the beastmen work is that they're ambush army. They're a quick moving army. They have lots of units that can get forward and hide and everything. We'll go through in the various different unit guides, but they're basically hit and run tactics. Beastmen aren't the sort of army that just get stuck into a big long fight. They want to kind of hit one, ambush one, move on to the next one. So this Primal Fury gives him a melee attack bonus, a charge bonus, and a speed bonus, and gives him that immune to psychology that we talked about. Then he's got Call of Violence. Great name. They really didn't put much thought into that. It lasts for 10 seconds. It casts on himself and it affects allies in range of 45 meters, plus 16 to leadership, which is really good when you get that initial fight. Maybe some of your Gore or Ungore units are starting to waver a little bit or looks like they might be losing, then this can really help. Along with his own leadership bonus, this will be huge. Next up, he's got Apocalyptic Vision. Casts on himself. Again, lasts for 14 seconds, has all ally units within 45 minutes, another boost to leadership, and a melee attack. So this character, that's what you need to keep in mind when using him. We'll talk about how exactly you'd use these characters a little bit more. Then he's got the Deadly Onslaught, which is the charge bonus and armor piercing damage, and obviously he's got the Primal Fury, just shows you the stats there. So, two sort of big characters, and it's nice that they're not just a downgraded version. A lot of armies have like a big guy and a guy that's the same but just not quite as good, whereas these guys have two very different ways of playing in the battles. So I have no idea where the Bretonians are, so while we go and have a wander, we're going to talk about how to use these guys in battle. So obviously your big Gorebull is going to be getting absolutely, you can see the speed difference by the way. Steady on, son. Steady on. Steady on. Let's go in together. Or should I send him in one at a time? So the Gorebull is going to be getting to... He's a massive fighty character who's really tanky. He's got great armour. You want him in the thick of it. Beating the living shit out of people. The big thing for him is going after those armoured targets. Those knights... The big steam tanks, anything that's highly armoured is where you want to really go for this guy. So these poor spearmen are going to get splatted. Obviously, he's a very good fighter all round, so you can use him for fighting anything, but prioritise those big armoured targets because he will take them down. Let's just charge them in, shall we? So he's relatively simple to use. His abilities aren't fantastic. They're kind of sort of standardy stuff, give him a bit of speed and everything like that. So we're going to see him on the attack. The Beastlord, on the other hand, is much more... He's a good fighter, but he's much more of a leader character. Are they just running? He's just like rolled into them. That's just rude. In comes the other guy, the Beastlord, from the other side. Oh, I feel sorry. There goes the Beastlord. So as you can see, not as much splash damage. He's not going to carve his way through massive units really, really quickly, like the Gorebull would. But what we know from him is that the big thing for the Beastlord is that he is a massive leader character. You need to have him with your front line of troops, where the majority of your troops are, because it's really, really important that you give those troops those benefits to the leadership. Obviously, he's got his encourage ability, but with the Call of Violence, we've got the Apocalyptic Vision. They're all bonuses to leadership. So if you're in a fight for a long time, this guy is absolutely vital to keeping your troops' morale high, keep them fighting, keep them winning. He's taking on this Lord. This Lord is looking a bit bloodied up at the moment. Oh, Jesus. He's gone for... Gorebull's just having a bit of fun. This is a good battle between these two. Should we just sort of... Let's just whack them all on. Just do it all, boys. There we go. Have everything. Go on, have everything. The Lord is down to half health now. Our Lord is also half health. So it's a battle of the Titans. But I think the... oh, no, he's run away. He's like, fuck this shit. Because he knew that the Gorebull was going to finish off these guys and then go and splat him in the face. Ideally, what we would have done there, if we were playing a proper fight, is we would have sent the Gorebull after this guy, because he's heavily armoured, and we would have sent this, who's a melee expert, against these spearmen to just sort of slowly tear through them. Is the Gorebull going to get to him? But yeah, so it's really interesting. Two very, very different characters. All you need to think of is big, tanky dude, fights and goes after armoured guys. This guy fights but also looks after your main battle line of troops with all those leadership bonuses. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please check out all the other... I'm doing a guide for every single Beastman unit. I've already done guides for every single other unit in the game, all the different armies, so go check those out. Like and subscribe if you're new to the place, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.